The teams for you, the Bulls have at full-back Platt, on the wings McAvoy and Barnicola, sporting in your hairstyle. The centres Harrison, McKenna. The halves Harris, Ashton Harris and Paul Deacon. The front row Van Gennart, Henderson and Lynch. The back three Burgess, Solomono and Langley. And coming off the bench for the Bulls will be, oh, that's too long. That's a poor start. Paul Deacon putting too much weight on that. Coming off the bench for the Bulls will be Newton, Halley, Feather and Cook. And Hulkier at fullback, Goddard. On the wings, Steele and Hardman. In the centres, Dyer and Bauer. The halves are Morell and Stanley Jean. The front row, Ezu, Netherton and Vella. The back three, Hill, Ward and O'Neill. And interchange players for Hulkier will be Tangata Tower, Cocaine, Gallagher and Gannon. And today's match official is Mr. Richard Silverwood. It's a very warm day today. Ball control will be essential. Both teams will run out of energy very quickly. We've had some pretty good weather, but it hasn't been as warm as it is today. Temperature's really risen. It's warm down there at field level. Very little wind down at the bottom of the field. Here's Solomono. And it takes a while to acclimatise to the warm weather. And knock-on rules, Mr. Silverwood. Solomono battling to get up. Lost the ball rules, Mr. Silverwood. Stanley Jean. Bring Ezu in then. Now it's Morell. Good defence from the Bulls. McKenna and Deacon. Morell tries a little tilt. Mark O'Neill. Well, that's play on, says Mr. Silverman. Ruling that O'Neill the tackle hadn't been completed because his ball carrying arm hadn't hit the ground. That looks like a bit of obstruction from Goddard, but play on, says Mr. Silverwood. OKR. Just a little toe through from Stanley Jean. Too strong. Well, the last time Hulkier was at this ground was beginning of last season. They played a pre-season friendly and they looked very organised then. And so it proved through the season. As they won the championship and the grand final. That's the National League One grand final. And had a wow of a start to Super League. But one or two key players out with injury this last few weeks, and it shows. Last tackle, Deacon goes high. Goddard underneath, takes it on the full. John Steele brings the ball in him. Great chant comes up from the Reds fans as the Bulls work hard in defence. Lynch, Langley and Solomono. Leary pulling Anders Bowers. In a frame of mind where he knows he can't go down those alleys. And Platt. Well, eye contact. And again. Vangenaar offloads to Burgess. Not the best pass in the world. Burgess holds on. Harris looking to bring McAvoy. On that angle, run inside. Still stopping. Offloads to Henderson. Henderson away. Tremendous acceleration. Chances now. Deacon brings Andy Lynch in. Last tackle. Got a roll on. Spreads on now. Ball goes to Deacon. Deacon puts it through. Good set from the Bulls. Oh, Solomono doing tremendous work. Just didn't quite get the Ulcar player. Steele over the goal line. Oh, the Bulls flying in. Coming in with full loads. Chances here now. They've caught the Bulls out. Short. Vinokolos inside. Be tested here. Does well, Leslie. Good work from Ulcar. Spotted the short side. We're short of men. Oh, Michael Platt finishes it off. And John Steele saying he wanted Luke Dyer to come inside. What a start. Bulls come 80 metres upfield with a set. And very quickly, Ulcar come down the field again with their reply. Not binding, says Mr. Silverwood. So Deacon. First penalty of the game. Eight minutes gone. Ashton Harris just hands that one on to Burgess. Will go all right again. This is Langley. Langley testing that fringe of that defence. Now it's Lynch. He'll take it to the posts. Here goes Lynch. Deacon. Solomono on the angle, looking to offload, holds on. Looking for McKenna. Deacon again. Ashton Harris to Burgess. Burgess spins, can't get away. Good defence. Well organised. KR. Deacon goes over the top. Chances here. Lynch takes it off the post and pops it down. That's 4 points.
First try of the afternoon, and it's for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by KWS Recruitment, giving up for number 10, Andy Lynch.
Yeah, and 9 minutes into the game, and the Bulls pick up their first try, and you have to feel full sympathy for Ulcar. No way you can defend that situation. And Deacon adds the 2. Bulls go to 6. But you have to be up that end of the field.
And that try converted for the Bradford Bulls by number 7, sponsored by Ed Marshall. Give it up for the baby-faced assassin, Paul.
To create that situation, you have to be up that end of the field. And you have to make your own look in rugby league. Here goes McAvoy. Well, if the referee had called obstruction then, it wouldn't have been far out. Deacon to Langley. Henderson testing that ruck. Draws the players in. Salomono. Hands on to Deacon. Deacon decides to hold. This goes to Harris. Harris tries to get this behind the winger. Can't do so. This is Hardman, Ian Hardman. Oh, big challenge from McAvoy. Came up and took Hardman out. Now Goddard. A big run. Scoot away. This is Stanley Jean. He's deadly when he's running back at you. Morel showing the ball. Stanley Jean again. Taking over the role of playmaker. And here goes Michael Platt. Good work. Brings the ball almost to the 20. And now McAvoy. Big Joe. Burgess needs us. Well, trying to be the ball player, then Burgess paid the penalty. Last tackle. Good defensive six from Hull KR. And once again, Goddard has to bring the ball away from his own red zone. Good chase. Vella slams it in. And okay, no real momentum in this movement. This is Vella. And no real direction on this set. It's been a very ordinary set for the Robins. Oh, big challenge. McKenna. Ken with a full load onto Azu. Azu did well to hold on to that pass. Andy Lynch now. And Lynch loses the ball. Dyer brings one out. Vella, he's brought down. And Langley penalised for a second attempt. Well, that was Danny Ward, not Vella. Who picked up that penalty. So the first chance really for Hull KR. First time the Bulls have to defend in their own red zone. Stanley Jean. Good tackle underneath from McKenna. Jean, short side. Dyer turns it in. This is Azu. Azu. Morel now looking to put something on, brings Vella in on an angle ball. Morel. Morel again spreads this one to Stanley Jean, and he fumbles it. Ball just died away from Stanley then. Morel's pass didn't carry. And they're so awkward of those. When you're moving away from it and the ball dies, it's very, very difficult to drag it in. "15 minutes gone. Bulls lead by 6. 6-0 the score. And here goes Leslie. Hands on to Michael Platt. Michael Platt to Leslie. Leslie. Good work from Mark O'Neill there. Leslie's lost the ball. That's excellent work from Mark O'Neill. He took a grab at Leslie, got an handful of his shorts and dragged him in, then won the collision. And Vic Feather goes on field. Van Gennard goes to the bench. Chances now for ULKR. Michael Vella making good yards then. Stanley Jean, here's a chance for the Robins. Here we go. Langley can't get hold of John Steele. John Steele did very, very well not to panic. You could see that try coming, quick hands. Bulls never recovered from that drive from Vella. And the Bulls turned the ball over a few times in their own half. Andy Lynch, Leslie, and had to pay for it that time. ULKR making use of the position, and John Steele had plenty to do with that ball. Morel doesn't quite get that one. 18 minutes gone. Bulls lead by 2, 6-4 the score. And that's brought the Robins fans to life. And Deacon goes high again, and it's hanging. Morel catches and hands on to Vella. Now Ward. Aizu. 3 big men taking a drive each. And short side O'Neill. No real obstruction then, just O'Neill running into his own player. More of an hindrance to the ball carrier than a shepherd. And here goes Michael Platt. Does well, brings the ball out to the 20. McAvoy will run this. No, he offloads. This is Ben Harris. McAvoy. Not McAvoy. It was McAvoy. And now it's Deacon. Well, the Bulls certainly not firing on all cylinders. And Solomono tries to get this one to Leslie, and it's play on. Leslie and Solomono guilty of not playing to the whistle. They let that ball go down and were in no hurry to pick the ball up when it had been played. And this is Netherton taps, feeds Morel, he brings Ward in. Now Vella will come onto this ball. No, Stanley shows and steps and offloads. This is Gannon. Okay, full of energy in this Bulls red zone. Morel. Well tackled by Henderson. Now Jean. Flat ball to Ward. Ward out the back door. The ball ends up with Goddard. Goddard probing the line. Stanley Jean again. He knows the hills where the hills are. And Leslie does well. Takes that on the full. That really is a penalty. Well, that really is a penalty from O'Neill. The tackle had been complete and O'Neill's playing at the ball on the ground. Leslie brings it out. McAvoy. Vella with her loose arm. Coughs up the position. So OKR with O'Neill, Vella, Ward have plenty of meat in the middle as Feather comes onto this ball from Paul Deacon. Deacon spreads this one to McKenna. McKenna well held. John Steele did well. Left Elizabeth killed the ball. Deacon now. To Michael Platt. Platt offloads. Lynch to Henderson. Henderson can't hold on. Not forward rules, Mr. Silverwood. This will be a null scrum. .22 minutes gone. Bulls lead by 2, 6-4 the score, and an OKR scrum. Morel feeds. Hands on to Goddard. Goddard falls to a great tackle from McKenna. Great technique. Once again, the Bulls' defence strong. Top end of the field.
Substitution for Hull KR number 22.
Again, no ground made. Netherton brings that, tries to pick some yards up, can't do so. Desperate for yards here now. Kicking early. Morel goes downfield. Michael Platt. Plenty of green grass in front of him, needs to wind up. And brings it up almost to the 40. McAvoy. Slam down. And Terry Newton quickly into the game. An interference. Well, I don't see how that's interference, and what O'Neill did just a few tackles ago wasn't. Well, if the Bulls can keep hold of the ball, I think there's a chance of that all these big fellas for Hull KR will feel the heat. That was an high tackle from Cockayne. Solomono has a tilt. Bulls stood deep to the right. This will be for Langley. Here's Langley, got the ball now. Ben Harris comes on the angle. And that's a poor pass. It's a poor pass from acting half. Well, I'll be happy with this LKR. 25 minutes, 15 minutes to half time. And this is a crucial period now. Both teams are looking heavy-legged. We'll be feeling the effects of the heat. It's very warm. This is where your energy levels just fade away. Jean, Tavella. And Morel just puts that straight downfield. No real aspiration on the kick. Just simply get it downfield. McAvoy. Newton feeds a good ball to McKenna. McKenna's got Leslie outside him. He gives it to Leslie. Leslie, oh, what a great tackle from John Steele. John Steele's done well. And Leslie won't be stopped here. Oh, he was. You'd have put your money on Leslie then. Good play from McKenna to give Leslie a second chance. Deacon now for Ben Harris over on that far side. Oh! A yard too far. Gannon brings this one out. Well, it's a fast game of rugby league. It's amazing how the game speeds up when the grounds dry up. Jean. Almost. Inside Solomono's tackle. Gallagher turns. Gannon inside. Last tackle. Very quickly teams get through the sets now. Morel over the top. McAvoy does well. Takes it on the full. Rides 2 tackles. Brings it out. Good return from McAvoy. Newton sends this one straight over to Leslie. Again, John Steele does well. Newton just pops it up for Langley. Newton's time to Deacon, to Platt. That would have been interesting. Deacon away. Burgess. Oh, to Harris. Deacon and Burgess and Harris had too much then for the Robins. And that's a killer. Just look at Ulkayar. They're thinking all that work and we've let him in. And there's 11 tough minutes to half time.
Another try for the Bradford Bulls. Give it up for number 6, sponsored by Publico. Yes, Ian Harris.
Excellent work from Paul Deacon then. Something he's been doing this season is running the ball at the defence, in the ruck, and that time he saved a beautiful ball to Burgess, and great pass from Burgess onto Ashton Harris. That's the 2, and that puts the Bulls out by 8. 12-4 the score. 10 minutes to half-time.
And that try converted for the Bradford Bulls by number 7, sponsored by Ed Marshall. Give it up for the baby-faced assassin, Paul Deacon.
Well, whoever holds the ball in this 10 minutes will probably pick up another try. Ashton Harris catches, hands on to Vic Feather. Newton's away. He's got Cook with him. Just didn't see him. Quick play the ball. Deacon hands on to Cook. Cook brings it forward. Spreads on now. No, Deacon fancies his chances in that ruck area on. He's just coughed the ball up. And Mr. Silverwood's having a word with McKenna, I think. So have the Robins, anything in the tank to mount an attack? As Dyer is slammed down. Cocaine away from acting half. Gannon meets some solid defence. Feather, Newton and Burgess in on the tackling. And Gallagher's working the rucks now. No real progress on this set so far. Morell tries a step and runs into Burgess. Last tackle. Gallagher away. Gallagher away. That was easy for Gallagher. Oh, Stanley Jean. Stanley Jean will not be knocked down easy. Everybody heard it. Odsell knows that. That came from nothing. Tommy Gallagher went away from acting half-back and seemed to find a soft spot in the Bulls' defence. Kept going, and it looked as though Stanley Jean was going to be crunched, but not Stanley Jean. The rubber man bounces up every time.
And that try converted for KR by number 6, Scott Morell.
So, 2-point game again. Well, that came from nothing. The Bulls seemed to be well in control. The defence was dominant. And all of a sudden, Tommy Gallagher came running away on a line. Went scything through the Bulls' defence. That try will really please Stanley Jean. Scored against his old teammates. And again, you see the Bulls' defence having no problem holding the line and shoveling the Robins backwards. Gallagher spins this to Morell. Morell going for a 40-20, and it's out on the full. That's a risk. That's a risk. Six minutes to half-time. And here's what the Bulls have been doing mostly this season. bringing Joe off for a rest, and then putting him on for the last 5 or 10 minutes, just before half-time. And here's Langley away from the scrum. Well, that's a terrible ball. Tidied up by Michael Platt. And McKenna looking for some support. Short side, Leslie. Can't find any space. Spreads on. Estinaris, oh, great ball to Langley. Langley to Deacon. Deacon. Good tackle then. Newton to Burgess. Shipping water now. The Robbins, last tackle. Deacon's kicking. Going over to McKenna. McKenna plants it back inside. Cook offloads. Estinaris. Michael Platt puts one eye onto the other corner. How often do you see that? A kick to either corner in one play. How often do you see that? Big six coming up here for the Robins. Will they kick early in the set? Four minutes of the game remaining as Ward slams that one in. Spreads on, Stanley Jean loses the ball. That could be costly. This stage of the game. Cook takes it to the posts. Now Estinaris turns this in for Langley. Bulls making good yards. Newton, deep ball to Deacon, to Platt, to Leslie. Good tackle again from John Steele. Got one leg, but it was enough. Newton offloads to Estinaris. Estinaris has gone. Can't get over the line though, good defence. Oh, he's gone over the line. Stronger than you think, Estinaris. Stronger than I gave him credit for then. He had Bella shoveling him sideways, but still had the strength and presence of mind to get the ball over the whitewash.
It's another try for the Bradford Bulls, scored once again by number 6, sponsored by Publico. Give it up for Yestin Harris.
Now Yestin Harris, off some good play from the Bulls. He got a pass from Teddy Newton, didn't seem to be anything on, but that shimmy and step and straighten up and glide through, and they had the strength in that last half a metre to push his way over the line and get the ball down. And the Bulls restore their 8-point lead with 2 minutes to go. Well, that knock on from Stanley Jean proved costly. At this stage of the game, in these conditions, it's difficult to keep a team out. And certainly a team as determined and positive as the Bulls are today. Lynch making good yards. Langley. Now Newton working Leslie. It's Teddy Newton when he's come on the field. That's anybody's. That's a welly. That's shut your eyes and welly it. And it comes up with Burgess. Burgess needs to offload. He's offloaded. Nobody in particular. Platt with the ball. Gets it back to Estinanis. Estinanis puts this into the corner. Goddard will be happy to see that roll out. Well, improvisation from the Bulls then. Not particularly fruitful. And there goes the hooter. The Bulls go in with an 8-point lead. And you'd have to say that's a fair reflection on the game. It's been an outstanding 40 minutes of Super League 12. And Morel will go long and goes deep into the corner. And Burgess has to recover a spilt ball. And here's Ben Harris, and that's eye contact from Stanley. Now Weston Harris to Michael Platt. Bulls confident enough to spread the ball in this first set. As Langley brings it out. Lynch now brings it forward, sets the platform up for the kick. Deacon will be kicking from here. Last tackle. And that ball beats Hardman. Ian Hardman played a few games last season with St. Helens. Found it difficult to break into that starting lineup for the Saints. And has moved over to LKR on loan. Gallagher feeds Vela brought down again. Ulkea finding, and he's lost the ball. And ripping out calls Mr. Silverwood. Well, I was just about to say that the Robins were finding yards difficult to come by in their own red zone. And Mr. Silverwood comes to the rescue. And here they are up on the Bulls 40. Gannon, first drive. Stanley Jean. Stanley Jean getting away. And again. Cocaine goes away from acting half. Gets a roll on. LKR coming upfield now. Chances for Gallagher. Gallagher runs and shows the ball. Offloads almost. This is a good set from the Robins early in the second half. Morel spreads this. Jean tries to tow one through. Gets the ball back. Last tackle. Rolls Mr. Silverwood. Morel gets the ball back off her foot and gets another 6. Cocaine attempts a quarterback sneak, then offloads. Repeat sets here for the Robins. Danny Ward offloads. Vela picks up. Good tackle underneath. Feeds back to Gallagher. Gallagher to Morel. Morel happy to set the position up under the posts. Gannon.
Substitution for Hull now, number 10, David Tangatoa goes on to replace number
This goes to Morel. Morel. Out to Tangatoa, who's on at half time. And that'll be a 6-pointer. Good ball. Repeat sets. Just spent too much time in the Bulls' red zone. And a good ball from Morel. Face ball. Flat across 2 players, and Tangatoa was the third man. and the Bulls hadn't picked him up. So, back to a 2-point game. The Robins will not lie down. They will not go away. Keep coming back at the Bulls.
That's right, from 34, they are line number 6, Scott Morrell.
And all that came off the back of that penalty. Bulls called by Mr. Silverwood for raking out. And very quick will get the game on, and once again, Paul Deacon goes long, too long. Morrell puts this in. Robins will be starting on the Bulls 40. Gallagher spreads this one. Morrell to Danny Ward. Danny Ward winds up. Good tackle underneath from Burgess. Gallagher again. Looking to offload. Only finds Cook. Cook quickly into his stride. Well, that's a bit of a let-off for the Bulls. After defending 2 sets, and Big Joe slow to his feet. Langley turns it inside. This is McKenna. Good work from Langley and McKenna. Just dropping him in. Finds that extra few yards. And that's a penalty. Cocaine guilty of having a second bite of the cherry. Cook trying to get back on his feet. And Cocaine decides to hold on. So chances for the Bulls. Oh, good work from Lynch again. Makes a good 7 metres after contact from 3 players. Deacon. Back to Langley. Good tackle underneath. Deacon again. To Van Genaar. Sets the position up midfield. Ball goes left. Newton to Lynch. Well, the Bulls worked that very well, brought the ball to the right-hand side.
Give it up for number 10, sponsored by KWS Recruitment, Andy Lynch.
Well, 2 tries for Lynch, 2 tries for Yestin Harris. And there must have been a call from Andy Lynch there. He'd spotted somebody in the Ulkar defence. Awol realised he could get over. And a good serve from Terry Newton. Went over unopposed, Andy Lynch. And once again, the Bulls restore their 8-point lead. Well, it must be heartbreaking for the Robins. They keep getting within 2 points, and very quickly, the Bulls restore the lead. Been a very interesting game.
And that try converted for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by Ed Marshall, by number 7, Paul Deacon. Offside!
Burgess again. Collects on this right-hand corner. Ben Harris. Making good yards. Newton spins this deep pass to Michael Platt. Cocaine read the play and came up. Backed himself. Otherwise, the Bulls would have been running into space. Newton now. Langley straightens up. Bulls making good yards. Newton again, one-handed pick-up. And that was a forward pass anyway. Terry Newton seems to be on a bonus for how many yards Leslie makes. Desperate to get the ball to Leslie, Terry Newton. Not interested in shipping it through hands to him. Keeps giving him it. Straight from the play of the ball with those flat passes. That time it didn't work. Goddard brings it out. Ten minutes into the second half. Dyatt tried to cut through Gannon. Good tackle from Newton. Big solid hit from Vangenaar. And Cook felt that Gannon. This is O'Neill, drops it back. And that's Estin Harris. No real intent. Loose. Oh, it's Ben Harris, I should say. Unusual for Ben Harris, his tackling techniques. Pretty sound. Just reached out. No question it was a penalty. So, can Ulkayar again pin the Bulls back? Tangata Tower. It's it in. Stanley now. Frees a good ball to Gallagher. To O'Neill. And Ulkayar play on. Well, I don't understand why referees blow so early after a spilled ball. That seems to be the case these days. Very few instances of advantage after a spilled ball. Feather now. Bulls lead by 8. 30 minutes of the game remaining. Cook does well after contact. Good strong running from Matt Cook. Short side again. And we've got Leslie free. Man inside. And it's Newton. Newton after chase. And Hardman did well to come across from the other side of the field in cover. That's good work from Hardman. Leslie decided to put the toe to the ball then. An inside pass would have served. Tough yards now, tough 6 here for the Robins. Bulls don't need to give any penalties away. Danny Ward. Leslie, not Leslie, Stanley. And that's play on. Knocked down, and it's Burgess with the play of the ball. Newton to Lynch. Lynch again sets the position up. 8 meters from the posts. This ball goes to Deacon, back to Langley. Langley to McKenna. Bulls stretching that. Okay, our defence. Deacon again. Cook takes it to the posts again. Oh, top effort from Cook. Deacon, deep one to Newton, to Burgess. Chances now on this side. Oh, he goes left, does Teddy Newton. Deacon does well. Estin Harris. Oh, chances here. Didn't ground it. Paul Deacon thinks it did. And Teddy Newton congratulating Leslie. But the referee had called no try. So that was a tough 6 for the Robins. Never man down in back play. Tangata Tower. Netherton spinning that ball out to the right. Working the way upfield. OKR. Morel. Goes downfield. Good positioning from Michael Platt. This time he winds up. Makes it out to the 30. Newton dummies. Estinanis, I should say. Now it's Newton. Lynch goes to the bench. Solomono comes on track.
Solomono goes on to replace number 10, Andy Lynch.
Solomono, first touch. Offloads to Deacon. Deacon again straight to Leslie. Go to Leslie. Deacon stepping. Chances. Chances now for Leslie to chase. A good bounce. And Goddard happy to put that over the sideline. And we still have a man down. Doesn't look too good for LKR. I'm not sure who it is. And it may be John Steele. And there's some concern for him. Well, that's sad to see. He hasn't moved. He hasn't got up. Must be in some distress there.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to recap today's half-time draw winning number, it was 08586. That's 08586.
Still only 8 points in it.
Please make your way into the players' tunnel just before full time. Thank you.
And this will be a Bull scrum when I think it's John Steele that's being treated. We can't see. He's been surrounded by the medical staff. So Michael Platt from the scrum. Another big 6 for the Robins here. They can't allow the Bulls to get away. And have to score 3 times to win the game. Harris to Deacon, to Newton. Newton just tries to slip Langley through. Good pursuit from LKR. Chances now. Burgess heads for the posts. This will be for Solomono. Oh no, it's for Langley. Langley gets the ball down. I think that's the game.
That's a try for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by former Becky Schofield. Give it up for number 13, Jamie Langley.
I think LKR then read the player's eye did. Looked as though it was that deep pass going out to Solomono. And they were just half a step sideways, and Langley came on the angle, and too strong for him on that angle as they're drifting across. Just overread the play. Clever work from Langley and Newton. Bulls go to 30. Now with a 14-point lead. 22 minutes of the game remaining.
And that try converting for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by Ed Marshall, by number 7, Paul Deacon.
Morrell gets us away. This time, McAvoy catches. Feather makes good yards. Newton, dummies, it's gone. There's Deacon with him, man inside him is Platt. Platt's got the toe, no question. Kakane on chase. That's a quick 12 points for the Bulls. That's definitely the game.
Fantastic.
How quickly things can change in Super League.
Give it up for Michael Platt.
Well, that's 3 tries, very quickly scored. 2 in the space of less than a minute, I should say. Certainly less than 2 minutes. And all 3 tries coming off 10 of Newton's passes. Andy Lynch off Newton's pass. Jamie Langley off Newton's pass. And then a wonderful break then from Newton up the middle of the field, and Michael Platt sails under the posts. Bulls go to 36. And this, and it's going to be a tough 20 minutes now for Hull KR. 20-point deficit, 20 minutes to go, and they really need to dig in. The team with the ball has always the more energy, especially in these conditions. Good step from McAvoy, almost made his way through the line. Deacon, again, just testing the ruck. Newton again. Newton. Oh, McCook has a man inside him. Referee brought him down. He lets go though. This will be Ben Harris. This will be another try. Well, the referee going to Hull KR's aid in that set. And that's 18 quick points.
And it's another try for the Bradford Bulls. Sponsored by Pump Base, giving up for number 3, Ben Harris.
And here's Deacon in the meantime. Nobody's mentioned it, certainly I haven't. This is 7 for 7 for Paul Deacon. Most of them have been within, well within his range though. Ball's been going down the middle of the field.
Try converted for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by
Well, the scoreline of 42-16 makes this look like a walkover. It's certainly not been that. But here comes Big Joe, slamming it forward. Tangak Tower brings him down. Now Feather. Feather shifts O'Neill, keeps going. Good work from Big Joe and Chris Feather. Langley doing well. line defence for front line defence for Ulkar, just a little bit brittle at the moment. Solomono makes it down the left-hand side. Deacon to Joe, to Estinadis. Platt comes straight and hard, last tackle. Estinadis. Solomono back to Addis. Addis, play on, ball's gone back. McKenna to Leo. Good try, and I think it's Halley that's gone onto that wing. Legs has gone off without my noticing.
It's another try for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by Chatfield's LDV. Ladies and gentlemen, on his debut, give it up for number 24, Dave Halley.
Tired, couldn't they?
Yeah. And first 10 minutes of second there. So Paul Deacon. This is 8 for 8 if he gets it. If he lifts it up, there is a little bit of breeze above the stadium. Well within his range, he can kick these, Paul Deacon. And he has done. 8 for 8. Well, the Bulls have scored 4 tries and 4 goals without conceding possession, without Hull KR touching the ball. Four tries in 4 sets. 4 tries, 4 goals in 4 sets. Well, that's good enough for anybody. Henderson on for Jamie Langley. Bulls spreading the ball in their own half, and it's Feather. Deacon now with the chase for Ali. Ali's got some toe. Not enough to get to that. Ball goes out. It's a 40-20. And Ulkar looking very heavy-legged and empty-lunged. Energy levels right down. It really is warm down there. Henderson from the base of the scrum. Forced a Dyer's tackle. Ben Annis does well, takes that pass and the tackle at the same time. And a knock on. Just lost the ball. Not sure there wasn't an hand in then. Seemed well after the tackle had been completed that the ball was lost. Nevertheless. Here's a chance for Ulkar. Haven't touched the ball for a long time. Literally haven't touched the ball. That's the first touch in 24 points. Vangenaar driving. Dyer back. This is Gannon. Well, it was Bauer that Big Joe drove back and it doesn't look too healthy after it. Last tackle, OKR. Newton to Henderson. Good tackle from Stanley Jean. Vic Feather heads for the posts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can now reveal today's official attendance. Thank you for coming down and showing your support for the club.
Newton turns this into Estinaris. Estinaris to Big Joe. Estinaris spreads this to Henderson. Bulls not playing to any pattern at the moment. Just happy to catch and pass. And I tackle Ian Henderson. Bit groggy after that. Well, Mr. Silverwood showing a lack of authority then. Stopped the game to insist that, okay, I get 10 metres back. Nobody moved. This is Solomono for the line. Solomono over, plants the ball down, and the Bulls back on scoring track. Bulls go to 52. 10 minutes of the game remaining. And if the Bulls keep this up, Nine tries. Oh, he misses that one. I'm going to say 9 tries, no goals. But if the Bulls keep this strike rate up, they could well go above St. Helens at the top of Super League tonight. I'm just not quite sure of the Bulls' point difference. But another couple of tries would certainly put the Bulls up there with them. Feather does well. Henderson wants a quick play of the ball. McAvoy. Estinaris to Deacon. Deacon to McKenna. McKenna! Rampaging away down that left-hand channel. Typical Chris McKenna, that run. Estinaris floats this one to Ben Harris. Ben Harris read the play, came in on that arc. Short side attack. Estinaris decides to dummy. Matt Cook would have been in. Lynch back to Deacon. Deacon toes it through. And it's a knock-on. Good work from Deacon and Michael Platt. Platt coming through, forced the error.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can now reveal today's man of the match. This afternoon's man of the match is sponsored by Publico. Number 6, Yestin Harris.
Yestin Harris gets the man of the match today. Well, Deacon could have had it. Terry Newton too. There have been some excellent performances today. Harris now feeds. Halley winds up. Going for his second. This is McAvoy. Estenaris to Newton, to Deacon. Short one over the top. Well, that wing is over on this side of the field. It'll be a repeat set for the Bulls anyway. Now it'll be a penalty to LKR. Mr. Silverwood ruling that the tackle had been completed. You can't then pick the ball carrier up moving backwards. Well, apart from the one try that LKR scored after about 7 minutes in this first half, they've hardly been out of their own quarter. Here's Cockayne trying to find his way through the defence, and a pick up. And this is Tangata Tower. Well, this is the first time they've been in Bradford over the halfway line with the ball for a long time. And here's Ali. Ali heads upfield. McAvoy fancies a run. Feeds Platt. Platt now to McKenna. McKenna will run. And very quickly the Bulls almost up to halfway. Deacon. Henderson to Newton. To Cook. Cook. Oh, Cook manufactures a pass. Can't quite get the direction. And both sets of players now looking very, very tired. But when you have the ball and a big lead like this, you seem to find some energy from somewhere. It's difficult when you're on the end of a toweling. Gannon. Again, the Bulls' defence very, very strong. The front line defence has been outstanding. Apart from Gallagher and Vella in the first half, hardly anybody's got through the Bulls' line. So here's a chance, first chance in a long time for LKR to mount an attack. Gannon. Never really threatened LKR after scoring that try in the second half. Here's Stanley Jean. Anybody can do it, he can. Now this is Stanley Jean. That was Azu. Stanley Jean having a little contre-attempts. And Azu spreads the ball, moves very much like Stanley Jean. And this is Goddard, offloads to Cockayne. Cockayne. Hands on, I think it's
That's a try for LKR, scored by number 21, Luke Dyer.
Luke Dyer, who it is who picks that up. That try. And Ezo showing good hands then and good mobility. And number 8 on his back, but it looked more like an half-back then when he was moving. And Morel with one right from the touchline as we come down to the last 4 minutes of the game, and he gets it. That's a good kick from Morel.
LKR by number 6, Scott Morel.
So 22 to Ulkaya, 52 to the Bulls. As we go into the last few minutes of the game. Ezu. Now Gannon looking inside. Driven back by Ben Harris and Matt Cook. This is Stanley Jean, spins. Nothing to come from that. Ezu again. Looks to offload. Deep in their own half, last tackle. It's a kick through. McAvoy athletically catches that as though he's playing cricket. Here goes Platt. Offloads. Back to McAvoy. Can the Bulls pick another try up? Here's McKenna. Deacon thinking about passing, then thinking about kicking, eventually fell to the tackle. Newton, play on. Ball hasn't gone to ground. And McAvoy does well again. Wow, McAvoy looks as though he's playing in the AFL where he's been catching the ball those last couple of catches. Diving all over the place for the ball. Once again, Teddy Newton trying to serve his wingers. Ends up throwing it forward. And there goes the hooter. That's an outstanding performance from the Bulls. When they got into top gear, they were unstoppable. Hulkier had no answer to that middle 20 minutes in the second half. Then the Bulls ran all over them to notch up a 52 scoreline. And if that doesn't put the Bulls on top of the Super League, it puts them equal points with St Helens. And not far behind on points difference. And next week, we go to Hull